Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Season 2 of the Kettleson Cooking Show. I'm glad to have you all here today. Today's episode is Jimmy Got a Juicer. That's right, I got a juicer. Now, we're going to talk about the juicers and how to buy them and all about fun with juicers today. We're going to do an orange juice, we're going to do a carrot, apple, ginger that I love, and then we're going to do a kale drink, which is popular in my office. So I'm excited to get right to it. I had a great football season, but I'm really looking forward to this season of the Kettleson Cooking Show. So let's first talk juicing. I know the holiday season is coming, it's right upon us here. I think this is a wonderful way to kind of supplement a meal so that you don't overdo it during the holiday season. You know, I love to eat, I love to cook, but I also need to really think about making sure that the waistline stays here. I can't tell you a better way to do it than maybe replacing your lunch with a juice, or just having a juice for breakfast and lunch on some days. And for those of you who are really extremely looking to lose weight, doing juice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you of course can do that. So let's talk. Okay, so I got a juicer. It's the Breville juicer. At first I bought, I of course don't like to buy a lot of things brand new, so I went to Craigslist and I bought a small juicer. It was a juicer that was really small, and it was 25 bucks. It lasted about a couple of times, but it just didn't do the trick. So then I went back on Craigslist. I spent $50 on this one. I bought it from a guy who actually was going up in juicers. He's going to use a new kind of juicer, but this is just a Breville juicer. You can go online and get them relatively easy. The first thing we're going to juice is orange juice. Because, you know, team, there is no better way to show the people that you love around than making them fresh squeezed orange juice in the morning. My middle daughter, you know, she plays volleyball. She loves oranges in the morning, and orange juice especially. It's a great way to really start the day. So we're going to take about 4 oranges for this juice. Okay? And you notice that I'm going to do 3 different juices, and I'm not going to clean the juicing machine until the very end. Realistically, you don't really need to clean out the juicer every single time in between juicing, but you do want to clean it out once a day. So on a daily basis, you want to make sure that you're cleaning it up. I'm going to take my knife out and my peeler. One thing, a lot of people online from last season were asking me about my knife. If you're going to buy a knife, you should definitely buy a chef's knife. This Victorinox is awesome. I'm not quite sure on how you say it, but it's Victorinox. It's a wonderful knife. I know that a lot of different cooking shows have rated this the #1 knife. I definitely is. It was $34. Absolutely fantastic knife. A lot of you comment, I don't use a paring knife. A lot of times I do not use a paring knife. I only use a chef knife. I take it in my hand, I hold it right here. This is the wonderful tool that you can do it. So when we do juice an orange, the first thing we want to do is remove the peel. So to do that, we cut the top and the bottom off the orange. And then we just take our knife and we just run it right along here. Now, you know, you're going to remove most of the white stuff, but if you leave a little bit of the white stuff on there, that's perfectly fine. The juice machine can handle that, no problem. We just want to get the peel off. Now, the peel is wonderful if you want to do like a marinade for chicken or anything like that. You can use this peel to really add a lot of flavor. So after I come down it, I just flip it over, and I'm just going to take off anywhere I see a peel here. All right, that's good. So let's get some plates going here. Okay, I'm going to take the top, the bottom off, right? And then I'm just going to peel. Just go around the orange, just peel it. I love doing this in the morning. You know, you really think about how much people around you, I mean, it's hard, let's face it. The hardest thing to do in life is to love the people that are closest to you. You would think that it was really easy to do that, but I find it extremely difficult. People that you work with, you see with on a daily basis, you get frustrated, you get angry with them. Complete strangers I can be totally kind to. Complete strangers I can act at all times with kindness and compassion. However, when people that are really close to me, my family, my daughters, it's really hard to always love because they get on your nerves. And that's okay. I mean, you're never going to be with somebody and be totally and completely in bliss at all times. Everything they do is going to get on your nerves. What you got to go back to is just doing simple things for them and showing them how much you care and how much you love about them. So I got those 3 oranges peeled. All right, when we peel the oranges, I have a sink disposal, so I just put everything down the sink disposal. So here's what we're going to do with the juicer. We're going to assemble it, and I'm going to deassemble it, but essentially this juicer is pretty easy. It's only got a couple of parts. We put this screen filter in that rotates. Make sure we line it up. We put the top on the juicer. And then we go. Now there are going to be some particles that fly, so you got to kind of be prepared for that. So what you're going to do is just turn it on. You're going to stick an orange in. Boom. Really let that juice come out. And as easy as 1, 2, 3, you have a glass of fresh squeezed orange juice. Now for those of you who like the pulp, right, there's not going to be any pulp in there because that screen is pretty small. But it's a beautiful fresh squeezed orange juice. The next juice we're going to do is an apple, ginger, carrot. I love this. This is kind of like the Jimmy special. This is the one that I bring to lunch on a daily basis. So what I'll do is I'll make this in the morning, and I'll just bring it with my bag to the bank. And then at lunchtime, instead of going to the cafeteria and having lunch, what I'll do is I'll just get a big glass of water and a big glass of juice. And I'll make sure that I put ice in it. And believe it or not, for some of you who've never juiced before, it's almost like a meal replacement. Now, I do drink a couple more glasses of water this time of year because I'm trying to kind of just make sure that I don't put on an extra 20 pounds, which I can't. I know that I'm going to eat a lot. I had a ton for Thanksgiving. The girls and I went over to a local buffet and a hotel. In their restaurant, they did a wonderful Thanksgiving brunch. We went on we did the turkey trot again this year, so we ran in the morning, and then at 11 o'clock we had a wonderful buffet, and then after the buffet we all came home, we went to bed, we took a nap, and then finally they took me to see Wonder before Christmas shopping, which I made it, realistically I made it about 15 minutes. I made it about 15 minutes into the movie, but the scene where the young man is talking and he sees Chewbacca and he says, even if Chewbacca came to school on the first day, I would probably stare at him. That got me. I lost it at that point. I was pretty much gone the rest of the movie, going on and off crying. So it was a great, great film. So here I did about 6 apples. I'm going to go in. Now, this is kind of debated in the circles of juicing. But I just use baby carrots. I want to make this as simple as possible for myself. So I just use a half a bag of baby carrots. The other thing that I'm going to put in here is ginger. Now, if you're not used to buying or working with ginger, I really want you to try that this year. Ginger is a wonderful, wonderful, just a wonderful addition to so many things because it has a way of really working with your stomach to make your stomach feel better. So like if your son or daughter is sick, if you make that Asian chicken soup that we did last year, one of the big reasons that works so well is because of the fact that there's this ginger in it. And ginger just does, it's a root that does such a nice job of working with our stomach to make our stomach settle down. So what you do with ginger is you got to get it so there is no peel on it. So what I'll do is this, I'll take it and I'll cut it in half, and then I'll just peel down the side with my knife. I want to take the skin basically off it. It's like peeling a potato. We do not want the skin on it. Now, if a little bit of skin gets through, that's not going to hurt anything, but you don't want to you want to make sure that that's kind of clean. So I'm using a lot of ginger here. You don't have to use this much. This is going to have a lot of ginger in it. So once again, this drink really has the 3 ingredients in it are apples, carrots, and ginger. The first thing I put through the juicer is the apples. Then I'm going to put through the ginger, and then I'm going to put through the carrots. So let's close this up. Let's turn on our juicer. Now notice there's a little bit of orange juice left in there. Who cares? That'll add a little more flavor. Beautiful. So that there is Jimmy's special. Oh, I love this drink. I mean, the apple is nice and sweet. The carrots just add that nice little sweetness too. And the ginger adds its little spice. This right here is my favorite. So what I'll do is I'll make this in the morning. And after I make it in the morning, I'll take it and I'll make enough for a little bit more here. I'd use the whole rest of the bag of carrots. But I'd have this glass for breakfast, and then I'll pour a glass for myself in a container and take it to work. And I'll lock that glass up, and that's what I'm going to use at work when I have my lunch. Once again, this is delicious. All right, I'm going to actually try some because I'm smelling that ginger and it's wonderful. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ginger is so nice. The last one we're going to do is one that, quite frankly, I'm not the biggest fan of. Because in the juicy community, kale is huge. I have to do a lot of things to cover up the flavor of the kale. But I wanted to do this one because I know that a lot of people love this drink. So what it is it's a kale cucumber lemon drink. So the first thing you have to do when you're at the grocery store is buy some kale. Kale kind of looks like broccoli's cousin. I'm sorry, lettuce's cousin. Now the great thing about kale is all you really have to do to juice it, here it is. See how it looks kind of like lettuce's cousin with a little bit of broccoli in there? All you really have to do to juice it is wash it. So what we're going to do is just put it underneath a little bit of cold water, just trying to remove any dirt particles that may have kept on the kale. Okay, we're going to put it right there. And then we're going to take out our cucumber. Now, cucumber has a ton of juice in it, and it has an interesting flavor, especially in the summertime. I love to get the cucumber drink. For this one, I use a half a cucumber. What I do is I cut the top and the bottom off. Kind of like coring that apple, I want to make sure that only the inside are there, but I can leave that seeds in there. So then you just get it to a place where it's about your hand size, and then I can just take my peeler. I know a lot of people would use a paring knife to do this, and that's totally fine. But you just want to go down there. I got talking about wonder. I just want you guys to know when you core that apple, all you're looking to do with that apple is to take that center out. So what you do is just put it flat. If you need to cut the bottom, you can cut the bottom, put it down, and then cut 1, 2, 3, 4 times so that that's nice in there. There's your cucumber. That's ready. Now, just like we did with the orange, we're going to do that with the lemon. Notice for this, I took the citruses out of the fridge. You know, when you juice, I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy, but it seems to me to work a little bit better if you get your citrus just a little bit cold. So you might want to lay that out. You know, there's some things that juice real well and others that don't. You know, I'm worried that this doesn't have enough sweetness in it for my taste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little blueberries. I'm going to put some blueberries in there. So let me put back this half a cucumber. And let me get out the blueberries. That'll just add a little bit of sweetness for it. So I have my kale, I have my cucumber, I have my lime, and I'm all ready to juice. Notice once again, you can clean out the juicer between each time, but I can just leave it in there, and then once I'm done making it, like in the morning for the day, then I'll just clean it out, and I'll show you how to clean it out in just a second. So we're going to turn it on. We're going to take our kale. Beautiful. So now we got our green. I have somebody at work with me, and she loves this. She brings this into the office all the time. You know, you want to make sure that it gets all nice and green. We're all set. I mean, you got a ton of nutritional stuff in here. I'm going to try it here. It's interesting. Like I said, not the biggest fan of that, but I could see how that some people would really like that because it's got a nice zesty lime taste in it. Plus that cucumber adds a lot to it. But here, this is really my favorite. All right, before we leave, let's make sure that we can show you guys how to break this down so that you can clean it. The first thing we do is we just wash some stuff out. I'm just going to let the dish disposal do its thing. Take it here. First thing, I just open it up. Get this out. Second thing, you want to take your wheel out, your screen, give it a good rinse. With the machine comes this nice brush, which you can get all the bits out of the strainer here. They really did a nice job of designing this machine, I feel. It's really easy to clean. At the same time, you can just, get a wonderful amount of juice out of it. Now people say, well, I'm throwing out all this good stuff. But you know, a lot of this stuff here is just starch. It's just starchy compound that the fruits and vegetables have. So while there is some stuff in here that's good, a lot of it, quite frankly, you really got a lot of the good stuff out when you got the juice out. So we're just going to let the garbage disposal do its thing. If you want to use the garbage disposal, you could do this right into your garbage can. Clean it off good. Now all I'm going to do is spray right around it. take out one of my handy dandy cloths. Give it a wipe down. Wipe down the machine a little bit. Remember I said a little bit of the stuff is going to kind of pop out, so you got to kind of wipe down this stuff. And you are all set. Your dish machine will do the rest. Which is nice. Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I want to just say to everybody out there, I'm super excited once again for the second season of the Kettleson Cooking Show. I hope you guys really thinking about juicing, get a juicer, get one cheap off Craigslist, make some juice for yourself, use it as a meal replacement. It's a wonderful way to get a lot of nutrients into yourself. And work on really loving those that are around you. Work on loving those people that are in your lives on a daily basis, that sometimes it's difficult. But I think the challenge that we have as human beings is to really love those people first. And any stranger that you come into then will be just second nature. Thank you guys, have a great week. That's good, I'm taking this one with me.